Welcome back, generals, to another Let's Fix General 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good. So, last session we did implement separation of particle uplink cannon update and its laser update. One of its laser updates, that was a damage radius. And there is, so we still have one change here in the pipe. I was wondering, we should probably first make the first change, which is safer, and then do the second change separate afterwards. Let me stash what we have here, and then we do, let me go to particle cannon update. Let me see. I would say we do, where's this? This one function, where is it? Here, this one. I would say here we create a assert debug assert crash. And we say damage radius. We do, let's do the following. Float, const float, laser radius. And do this, yeah. And we have here laser radius times that. And then we put an assert crash laser. So laser radius is expected to be identical to update get current laser radius, right? Yeah. And then we call this debug assert crash. Let me exit this here. So how do we describe it? Let me go to manage stashes, and then we say here driver is missing. We take this guy, laser radius percent laser radius is mismatching. Let's say, yeah, laser radius is mismatching. Laser radius %f does not match laser updates. Laser radius. Let's say particle cannon laser radius f does not match laser update radius f. And we do laser radius and that. Okay. That and that. It looks a bit dense here, this code. Not sure if that is necessary. Let's keep it brief. Here, particle uplink cannons laser radius does not match laser updates laser radius. There we go. The cost mismatch. Okay, let's give this a spin and see. Hold on, we need to run it in debug. Let's enable option debug. 50 calls per gear. If we can verify, all calls are never zero, never null, then perhaps it would be enough to remove null check. Let me see. Destroy windows. Destroy windows. Let me see. Destroy windows. This equals null. Huh. Remove window. Window. Get first window. It's really weird, this check here. Let's see, how often is this called? It's called a few times. Yeah, 27 files. So there are not too many. Background. So far, it looks all good. What about this one? This one is not checked. This one is unchecked. Blank layout. Backgrounds. This one looks also suspicious here. Run shutdown. FM shutdown. I can I checked the following calls are unchecked. Untested and what needs fixing. Good, so we have built a new thingy here, yeah. That's not much of a build here, isn't it? Let me restart Visual Studio. By the way, I think we can merge this one here. I'm going to take one more look at it. SNPrintf, SNPrintf. VSN, VS style, VSN. Yeah, I think this is good to go. Unless, of course, we made a mistake again somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so we have re-edited this. Let's compile again. Huh. Okay. Good. Okay, let's launch this guy. It's a debug enabled build. Yeah. So what we test now is we go to here to this line and we put a breakpoint. So basically when we shoot a particle cannon, this code here should hit, right? So let's open a skirmish here. Ignore, yeah. Okay, so here we have no parking places. Here we have our particle cannons. We need to wait until they are ready. There's a dozer. Okay, so here we take this particle and we shoot here and we hit this. Good. And now, well, we cannot see the values in the debugger, but basically it should not assert. The laser radius should be identical to this guy. Right? Now, template. This is a bit inefficient here, by the way, what we do. I wonder if we should maybe cache this one here. Okay, we get a different assert for something else. Ignore that. Yeah. Okay, we shoot again. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, so we don't hit any asserts. Everything good. Here we have something else. Ambiguous model match. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Then let me optimize this code a bit though. How about we put here const float. Ah, it's returning real laser let's call this visual laser radius. Visual laser radius. And then we call this one here real logical laser radius. client updates. This class now maintains a copy of the laser radius. The damage radius was calculated with a value updated by laser update client update. To no longer rely on client updates, this class now maintains a copy of the laser radius independent of the visual laser. Independent of the visual laser, but matching its size. This class now maintains which runs independent of the visual laser. It's a logical copy of the visual laser radius. This class now maintains a logical copy of the visual laser radius. Okay. Let's test this as well. We need to fix all these asserts at some point. Some of these are triggered by data, so it requires data fixes. Others are maybe code. I think we need a debug for a game where you can fast forward the game, not just replay. Yeah, fast forward in game, which should be fine for skirmish. For multiplayer, obviously, a bit too tricky. Okay, so we have a particle cannon here. Let's go. Okay, looks good to me. Let's double check it on VC6 once more. So we take this and we do this. Okay. The good thing is now we have this check here, so that even if there was a problem, we would see it in a debug build, right? If there's like a logical mistake here, it's easier to catch then. Maybe we should clarify that this is a function. Yeah, I think it looks good to me. So that is step one. And then we go here, we take another copy of these guys, okay, and then we put it here, boom, boom, boom. We launch it once more. All right. Load replay, golden replay. Hold on, did we copy it? Yeah, we did, otherwise we would have mismatched already. Yeah. Wow, this radar van. By the way, how about we... Oh, we can't. Right. What is flying here? Let's just run. Okay, Um, looks like Maula is checking every single line. Well, I mean, it was generated with a script, so there shouldn't be much that went wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I guess some particle cannons have already shot, so it probably looks good. Good, then what I will do now is I will take this change here. So we have the visual laser radios. It's that thing. Now there is a bit of a duplicate here. Get current laser radius. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then I will push this change here. Push. Good. And then we will open. So this will be an alternative to this change. Right. Okay. So so this one closes this change. This change is an alternative implement is an alternative this change is an alternative approach in a first separation of laser updates of laser update and a particle cannon particle uplink. This change is an alternative I'd say is a more rigorous approach it's a more rigorous first approach for separating laser updates, for separating the damage radius calculation in particle cannon updates from laser updates. Is a more rigorous, did we type that correctly? Rigorous, yeah. This change is a more rigorous first approach for separating the damage radius calculation in particular from laser updates. It does so by having particle uplink cannon updates calculates its own damage radius, calculate its own laser radius which is identical to the laser radius, which is identical to the particle to the case on, which is identical to the original laser radius calculation. Is an alternative to that, and a more rigorous first approach for separating the damage radius calculation from this update. It does so by having there will be a follow-up change to this, which separates them, which separates particle uplink cannon a bit more. There will be a follow-up change to this, which removes the particle uplink cannon on the drawable, on the drawable a bit. So this change, which will reduce the dependency there will be a follow-up change to change for ParticleUplinkCannon, which will reduce its dependency to the laser, to the orbit to target drawable a bit. Its logic dependency to the orbit to target drawable. Okay, this change is an alternative to that and a more rigorous first approach for separating the damage radius calculation in that from laser update. It does so by having ParticleUplinkCannonUpdate calculate its own laser radius, which is identical to the original laser radius calculation. There will also be a follow-up change for which will reduce its logic dependency to the orbit to target drawable a bit. Okay, so this is, what does it do? This is, let me see, the labels. No labels. Labels. By the way, this right now is only ZH. It's not Gen. To do replicates in generals. So this is ZH minor refactor. Important features. Dirty. By the way, we should probably also check that the visuals still look normal, right? Let me start a match, scale mesh here. Update it. We should probably do one save, maybe. Okay, let's first look at the visual. Looks normal. It's a bit fast though. We cannot. Gen 2 is disabled. Let me restart with Gen 2. Here. Gen 2 does this unfortunate thing where it will actually slow down the update. It will slow down the update when the window goes out of focus. Yeah. Man, that shoots really long, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, I would like to see, let's do a save game. Let's open a normal map. Here, Dust Devil, no enemy, just USA. Let's disable this. Let's build really quick here. There. Here, this. There. Let's get the power plant upgrade here. That. Build another dozer. Another power. Okay, so we have a particle cannon. I'm going to put a building here. And then we do... Okay, and now we shoot. here. And while we shoot, we save the game. Yeah, let's save it as save game. Dust Devil shoot particle VS 2022. Okay, and now we shoot, and now we do save load, and we load this. Load game, and it's shooting. I don't hear a sound, but it is shooting. Let's do it again. So if we drive in there, do we damage? Yeah. I don't hear a sound, so there is a bug, but it's probably an original bug. Let me put a breakpoint in there. Where is it? This here. No, it's, yeah, it is here. Particle Cannon updates. This one. Here. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Okay, it's not hitting. Okay, why not? Oh, we are not attached, right? Oh, right, it's I'm stupid. It's not a VS 2022 build. It's a VS6 build. Yeah, let's do a let's put a breakpoint here. Let's build. Okay. Oh, it's even a debug build. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay, so let's build. Okay. I don't know why I built here this thing, but why not? Okay, put the dozer here. Okay. Okay. Okay, then we go to 30 frames here. Okay, then we shoot. Okay, it's at the beginning. Ooh. X for load, error reading. Okay, Oh. Ignore. Okay, I don't know what that is. Ignore. Throw. Oops. Okay, but this looks like a general issue, right? It populates the save game list and it cannot read them. Oh, okay. Error loading block. Throw. Oof. 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 Why is it throwing here? Oh boy. That's not helpful. So what happens if we remove this throw here? So I assume it fails already here. Error reading. Ignore. Yeah, ignore. Exception thrown. Oof. Xfar. Yeah. Okay, but then now we can get past it. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now we need to start the mission again. Okay, I wait for the countdown. Okay, and then here we will shoot the particle cannon. Then we save. Yeah. Save. We save it as dust ever shoot particle cannon VS 2022 debug. Okay. Game saved. Then we go on save load and we get the goddamn exception bullshit. We load it. And we hit this. Okay, fantastic. So what do we have? This drawable is null. Oops. Oops. Okay, well that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, that's unexpected. Local laser radius updates. Okay. Let me. Then I think what we need to do is we need to go to. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Oh, it's, so I guess. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So now we hit this mismatch asserts. Oof. Okay. Which is plausible because our local laser radius has not been updated. The question is, how do we update this guy then? Oof. So the problem is the drawable does not exist here at this point. Maybe it's just created afterwards. After this shit. Maybe. Okay. So it doesn't create this orbit to target laser, but it goes to update probably. Yeah. It goes to here. How do we fix that? How do we fix that? We need to somewhere, at some point, we need to transfer the client, the laser update stuff to the laser radius copy sometime after the save load. But where? Here in this update function? It would have been great if we can do it directly in the xfer, but is there like a post xfer function? Hold on. Is there a post xfer? For this we would need a layer like a post load function. Yeah, I don't know if there is such a thing. I don't know. No. This xfer function. I don't know where we are here. Xfer. Wasn't there an xfer function in here? Xfer. CRC xfer. Make standard module macro with module data. What? Ah, load post process. There we should put it. And the load post process. Yeah. Load post process. I think this is where we should put it. Why is this so weird here? Protected virtual. My gosh, this macro is bullshit. Where's the load post process? Here. Extend base class. Jesus Christ. So I think what we need to do is we need to move this guy. Move this guy in here. There you go. This transfers. Okay, so we say if that, so this should now succeed here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's try this. Maybe this works. Let's see. Maybe that works. Solo play? No. Basically, we can load straight from here, right? Ignore. Ignore, yes. Jesus Christ. Okay, so Canon vs debug. There we go. Good. So load post process. So we have a drawable ID, and now it finds it. Very nice. Very nice. And it does have a client update. So that's the number, and we get the module and the modules, and then we copy the radius. Very nice. I do wonder. I think we can also put yeah, but so this should work now without errors. Yeah, there we go. We can drive into it and die, right? Yeah. Okay, so this works. That's great. Let's do it once more just to be sure. Okay. There we go. Load game. Okay. Yeah. Looks good. I drive into it and you die. Okay. That works. Fantastic. Yeah, whatever. Here. Stop. Back. Exit. So I wonder if we should put here debug as unable to find drawable. Yeah, I think we just okay. I think that's all right. I wonder if we should have an assert for this one, but I don't think so. Did we put one here? Let's see. Manage stashes. For legacy compatibility, this transfers the saved visual laser radius settings from the drawables laser update to the local logical radius. Laser radius. For legacy, this. loaded. Settings. Yeah, I wonder if we should also have a cert for this guy here. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe this is fine for now. Yeah, it's probably fine for now. Okay, let me amend this guy. Push it. Push. Good. Then let's wrap up this thing. I tested this with VS6 golden replay and with safe XFIR safe loads. Compatibility with XFIR. So this change was tested with VS Golden Replay, XFIR safe loads in VC6. Yes, 2022. Skirmish BS 2022. Will be a phone. Then this is for Helmut Buhler. I wonder if we should move this here to the CPP as well. Let me see. Particle Cannon, laser update. Laser update here. This one here. It looks a bit unholy, doesn't it? Maybe get current laser radius. where do we want to put it? Xfirm. Put it here. Here's our updates. And this one. Okay. What is the problem here? I don't know what is complaining right now. Ah. There we go. I wanna, maybe this function here should be part of this one. Yeah, so maybe this function should be here. And then we're using that. Yeah. Let me put that down here. Would that work? Maybe. Good, then we can also actually merge that. Makes the header a little bit cleaner, I guess. Sorry. Okay, good. Then let me push that once more. Push. All right. Good. This change an alternative to that and a more rigorous first approach for separating damage rates. Laser update. It does so by having ParticleUplink calculate its own laser radius, which is identical to the original laser radius calculation. There will be a follow-up change for ParticleUplink, which will reduce its sliding. Okay. Good, then let me link this here in the other change. So basically, he said here, way of fixing this is not easier, but it's not trivial to move the game logic code to ParticleUpdate. Do the other classes also need the code for calculating radius or some other members? I don't know. Yeah, need to be code duplicated for rendering the laser or need access to when both are easier. All in all, moving the logic code to another class would be quite involved change for no real benefit to the player. Method big effort to test all that. The visuals still work. I created change that separates the. I created change that separates the laser radius logic from the rest and becomes reusable in from laser updates and becomes reusable in ParticleUplinkCannonUpdates. This way, damage calculation is no longer reliant on client updates. This way, the damage calculation is no longer damage radius calculation is no longer reliant on client updates. Good. Yeah, I mean the change from Helmut here is not wrong. Like it achieves a similar thing with less effort, but it's not clean because basically the laser update has two modes right here: the explicit logic update and the non-explicit logic update, and so it's used in different ways. This laser update. Right, the calculation for the laser radius still happens inside, and then in one code path it's updated one way, and then another place it's used another way. So the laser update becomes strange in ways, right? And yeah, this is what I've tried to fix, which I have fixed. Yeah. Good. Yeah, Helmut was also not happy about my review comments here. So I said, so he wrote, laser update belongs to the client, but some members here are used by game logic. Sadly, these members were originally updated in client update, which doesn't run in headless mode. To make it work, the new bool can be set to true to disable updating game logic relevant updates in client update. These variables can then be updated explicitly with logic update from game logic. Yeah, so it's quite a big explanation here. And then I wrote, please do not use sadly in comments. It links an emotion or judgment to the original code, which is unnecessary. The EA comments are already sad enough. It's true, right? EA comments, they go quite a bit overboard with strong language and confusion, and they don't invoke much confidence in parts, right? Okay, and Helmut says, I really don't understand why you are so pedantic about comments. It makes me question why I contribute here. Sad smiley. I have no problem adhering to a code style or to fix technical issues, but this is just personal preference. Okay, he got also an upvote here from Aurum the End. Yeah. Okay, well, how do we respond to this? I mean, it's also a personal preference on his part to write comments like this, right? Like I have of course I have a preference, and I would say keep comments professional. Means only describe things that help understand the reader, aspects about the function of the code, or what it does in game, like what effect does it have in game. Like explain what the code does, but don't yield any judgment. Don't write, this code sucks, the previous author has written shitty code here and we can't really fix it because blah blah blah. So I mean, his comment is not totally there. It just says, sadly, these members were originally updated. But it can be simplified to just say, originally, these members were updated in client update. Done. There's no need to write sadly, right? So it's not a big deal, right? It's a really minor thing. But the problem is it goes into this direction of writing awful comments. Right? It's not there, but it's in this direction, right? Like there can be more, there are more extreme examples of these comments, like when people write fuck this shit and stuff like this, right? This is garbage code, blah blah blah, right? And so on, right? So sadly is not quite there, but it's in this direction, and I think it's not appropriate for comments. So how do I respond to that? I mean, we can get a third opinion on this. Generally, my reasoning for my feedback was my reasoning. We can get a third opinion on this. My reasoning for the feedback was written above. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. It is personal preference. Likewise, your personal preference. Likewise, you also have a personal preference to write the comments the way you do. the way you did. You also have a person to write the comments the way you did. Right, so I mean, I have preference to not write it like this. He has a preference to write it like this. So of course it's preference. Was written above. Yes, you're right, that this personal preference. Likewise, you also have a personal preference when writing comments. Let's just say we all have personal preferences when writing comments or texts. I simply advocate to keep them professional and focus the language on facts. Yeah. My reviews are meant to help and not cause stress. Intended to help and raise quality and not cause stress. I'm sorry if I caused stress or upset. I'm sorry if my review caused stress or upset. Yeah. Is that an appropriate answer? Let me read that once more. We can get a third opinion on this. New paragraph. My reasoning for my feedback was written above. Yes, you are right. It is personal preference. Say, reasoning for my feedback was written above. Yes, you are right. It is personal. We all have personal preference when writing comments or texts. I simply advocate to keep texts professional and focus the language on facts. My reviews are intended to help and raise quality and not cause stress. I'm sorry if my review causes stress or upset. Yeah. Yeah. Good. I think that's good enough. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I can't change. If people are upset with my comments, so then with my reviews, then yeah, what can I do? The goal of the review is to increase the quality of the code and everything that we merge into the code base, right? We don't want to merge junk. And if there's shitty comments, I mean, this comment is not shitty, but you know, it can be improved. That's what I'm saying, right? Then yeah, I just make a note and that's it, right? I think generally, I think we should be happy if someone else takes that time to look over our code and evaluate things to do, right? Things to improve. Like, I think the common case actually is that you put code up and no one is looking at it. I know that this is my experience in the past where I worked on the patch for a long time, and there were days where there were reviews, but there were also days where there were no reviews, and I just had to go, you know, on my own, right? So if there's no one, if there's no, the worst case, there's no one to look at your things at all. No technical person to look at your things, right? The same goes for like if someone creates a map and there's no there's no person who tests the map, right? The same thing. Like you won't get any feedback. Now, of course, it's useless to get like feedback that is not helpful at all, right? But I would argue that overwhelmingly the feedback that I put raises the quality. I would say that's a fact. I'm confident enough to claim that my feedbacks, anything related to general 0 hour to code, raises the quality. Yeah. If there are some disagreements, it's fine, right? I mean, we don't agree on all the things all the time, right? So there always will be some disagreements here and there, but that's fine, right? And just say, okay, I don't agree with this thing, right? So you can say, I think it's fine to write sadly because not a big deal, right? And then then I guess I have to live with it, sadly, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's not a big deal. But yeah, if there are like factual errors, then obviously that needs fixing. But yeah, this is rather minor, right? Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, it's not a big deal. Yeah. For me, it's not a big deal. If it is for him, it's so that he questions his contributions. I mean, to me, it sounds like he has a bit of a low threshold. Then, I don't know. But yeah, maybe my comments are a bit too pedantic. Probably too pedantic. Yeah, I would say that most people would probably not take an issue with this. Yeah. 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 I can see that. Yeah. But here's the thing. I look at the whole change. I read everything very carefully. And I try to understand what is written there. And when there are filler words in there that I realize are not necessary to help me understand that thing. And if someone writes sadly, it doesn't help me understand. And why is it sadly? Should I cry now? Right? What is this? Why is there this emotion? Right? It doesn't help understand that thing. Just write the text, the sentence, the comment in ways that it just presents the facts. Concise language, on point, no jibber jabber, just like easy peasy, straight to the point. Right? That's the essence. Yeah, and this is what I don't see sometimes. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I think, yeah. Well, I mean, this change might be obsolete if we merge the change that I've put now. Yeah, I would prefer to make the separation properly and not do this hack, because this now the way this is written here, yeah, it's less code, right? We have this thing here, and certainly this change is much smaller than the change I did, but it's a hack. This change is a proper hack. Yeah. And it just makes the logic more complicated in the end. Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't do it like this. So if someone else wants to approve his change, then I guess do it. But I can't advocate for this approach. It's better to take the extra time to make up the proper implementation and not put more hacks in there, because when you put more hacks, it also becomes more difficult to untangle this mess, right? So just implement it properly, and yeah, then things will be easier down the line, right? Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Then also let me put the labels here. Refactor, minor, ZH. Yeah. Okay, looks like here we got a review on this one. Let me see. Nothing wrong with how things have been changed. Just a few places where things could be cleaned up. It would be better to use MPO, memory pool object, as the argument. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Okay, MPO, yeah. Yeah, okay. Actual object. I actually intentionally put objects here because it is meant to destroy an object and not an object and not some other type, right? This is yes, yes, this is because the script simply moved the Python script simply moved the former left side words into the arguments list. I would not change this. It's quite a few places. Begin second to match others. Do we want to fix all this? Maybe. Edit destroy an object. Yeah. Maybe we can fix it. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. 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 I mean, it's probably easy to find. We just search for delete instance and then this. Yeah. Um, delete. Rebase. Okay. Okay, so the easiest, we search for this guy here. Yeah. There we go. And then we do all this. Yeah. Begin seconds. Why is this? Why does he want me to change this? No, the other code here also writes it like that. Let me actually do that in Visual Studio Code. Delete instance. Good. So okay, we leave that. Okay, we remove that. Okay. Okay. There's quite a number of parentheses here. Oh, that's not right. Okay, is that it? It's probably fine. Okay, what else he wanted me to change? MPO, okay. Okay, MPO, sure. Sure. Okay. 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 What else? This one is intentional. No, this one stays because here it's also written like this, so I won't touch it. Yeah, okay. So game memory does this, MPO. So create a fixer commit for this one. That. And that's okay. Okay, then we do here create fixer commit this guy. Okay, commits. And then the other guys. Let's see if that all makes sense. Yeah, object, yeah. FX list, yeah. EVA, yeah. Trouble, yep. Ini, yeah. And water. And snow is unique to 0 hour. push. Okay. Fixed most comments. Let's see, fix up commits. Addressed most comments. Oh, they are written differently. Fix up commits. Good. Then, yeah, this one has succeeded. You know, it's MD. Okay. Good. Then I think I will take a break here. Yeah, it has been 2 hours. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.